Celebrate a 100% graduation rate with more than $10.5 million in college scholarships offered. Plus, 96% of our students are accepted into their top choice college. Do the math. Can you see the value of an OMA education? I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I'm here to help you do the math. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
All right, good morning. Welcome to the WLBB Community Voice here on News Talk 1330, FM 106.3, streaming live online at newstalk1330.com. And this morning we are on the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page. I'll introduce you to I'll let my handsome young guest introduce himself. Want to let you know that early voting for the 2025 municipal elections begins on October the 14th. Election Day is November 4th. Got a handful of races in Carroll County. I'm not sure in Haralson County. I'll have to dig that up to talk more about that. But there is one big race that is contested in Haralson County, part of Carroll County, too. It's the city of Bremen. Two candidates for mayor. Sharon Sewell is the incumbent. She's been in there for about 2 decades. And Dobby Harris has decided he wants to be mayor beginning next year. So we'll talk to him about that campaign. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Colin?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Doing great. And thank you for coming out and talking to us about your campaign.
It's great to be here.
Yeah. The first question. Give us the background. Give us the Dobby Harris background, who he is, and talk. Yeah, and I see a lot of social media posts with your kid and horses.
Yeah.
So talk about that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Call me Dobby. Most people that know me call me that.
I was going to say Mr. Harris.
That's okay. That's fine. But yeah, I grew up in Bremen and loved Bremen. My parents were very involved in the community there. My father was a coach, a teacher, and a principal, and my mom was a teacher. And so grew up in that community, in the 70s and the 80s, and then moved off in the 90s to go to college. You don't need to bring that up, okay. But I did go to Alabama and actually after that moved around the Southeast quite a bit in my industry and got really a good taste of everywhere I went, and all the cities I lived in were great. Married a beautiful lady from Tennessee. She went to Tennessee. We won't talk about that either. And really just have a great life. We have Emma, our daughter, and she is a Bremen High School junior. And looking forward to seeing where she takes her dreams and aspirations. But she does ride horses. You are correct.
Yeah, I guess you've taken her to events and things like that. Frequently.
She's doing pretty good. I mean, we're hopeful that she makes some national competitions and things like that.
Is she playing polo too, or is it showing off? No, bouncing over the.
It's all jumping over jumps.
Yeah.
So no polo.
All right, Dobby Harris, our guest. Dobby Harris, our guest on this morning's Community Voice program. Time right now is 8:33. If you have any questions or comments for the candidate this morning, feel free to post those to the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page, and I'll try and take a look at those during the break and share those. So what the motivation, I guess first of all, you've been city councilman for a decade, right?
10 years.
You actually had to step down in order to run for mayor. So this was, something you really wanted to do. Couldn't have been a fluke.
That's correct. Yeah. Being a city councilman, when I first moved back to Bremen, we moved back almost 14 years ago. And when I first moved back to Bremen, it wasn't the town that I left in the 90s, early 90s. It had, the community, the heart of the community was still there. Is very obvious, and that's one of the biggest reasons we moved back. But the physical community wasn't like what I left. And, I came home, Colin, and I found a city that was kind of in decline. A lot of buildings downtown were vacant and empty. And, just quite honestly, that really was the impetus for me to run for city council. I could either accept that moving back, and I told you about my wife from being from Tennessee. She's like, when we moved back, she was like, are we really going to live in this city? I mean, I know it's your hometown, love you, but so I decided then I've got to do something, right? So I decided to serve on city council. Had some friends of mine encourage me to do that, and so that started my city council run. So 10 years on the city council. It's been a great 10 years for us on the city council. We're a great team. And also it's been a great 10 years for the city of Bremen. I mean, I think back on the projects that we were able to accomplish, and most of them did not cost a lot of money, which is also great for the taxpayers. But we were able to accomplish quite a bit. We have new signs in town. We have we have a new fire truck. We have lots of great things. We were able to, South Georgia Avenue was a nightmare, and I can attest to that. South Georgia Avenue goes by the high school. Yeah, no, it goes by the high school. Okay. And so that road was in disrepair quite a bit. So we were able to pave that. Then Haralson County did their part and paved their side of it. We were able to put new sidewalks on it, which, just makes a world of difference for people that are driving. That's a very highly driven road every day in Bremen. So that things like that, and really taking small things, and like at the parks department, the recreation department, new nets, new lighting at Newbern Field, which is where the soccer park is. We were able to, recently we took T-SPLOS money and transportation SPLOS money, and we did the parking lots over at the rec department, which haven't been done ever. So that was really a great improvement we were able to accomplish right before I stepped down on city council. And then the shining diamond, the star, is the hub. We were able to do that, and that started on a kind of a whim, really, and kind of just we had been told for years that the hub was not for sale, that the Hubbard's building was not for sale, and it was too much money, and then we went over and we actually talked to the owner, and the owner was interested in working with the city, and we were able to procure that building. And then we had someone interested in redeveloping it, and had some health issues, and then we moved on from that, and actually came up with the plan that you see it on a convention with the rest of the city council. I think I might have told you we came up with that idea on a napkin in a restaurant, and if we could save that napkin and have it in front of us today,
have it framed.
You'd frame it, and you would see that it's kind of what we came up with at that convention, and we're so proud of it, and I'm proud of it. It's like one of the best things that Bremen has ever done, in my opinion, and it really has become a center of our community, a heart of our community, and that it's right downtown. So where would you want to have that? Really, is downtown. But we have a lot to do. I mean, and I can go into that more. We have so much more to do, and so many more things that we want to plan. Because quite honestly, when I became a city council member, we were shocked to find out there wasn't really a lot of plans other than to, save money, don't spend money. And we kind of didn't really agree with that too much. We can do projects, we can do things that make a difference. We just have to be really careful about how we go about planning them and doing them. So, we all sat around and said, look, there's got to be some plans. We got to put some plans together. We need a 5-year plan. We need some 10-year plans. We need some long-range plans. And so we went to work and started doing those things as a team on the city council. And that really is something that I'm proud of as part of my record. I'll stand on that any day as why I'm running for mayor. And I think that I can make a difference. I think that, I can lead us into the next generation. And we have a lot of new people in Bremen, Colin. I mean, it's not that, like, when I moved back, I knew a lot of people in Bremen. I don't know a lot of people in Bremen anymore.
I don't know if Bremen, I know Temple probably had the biggest growth in the last 10 years, but I mean, it's right there beside Bremen, so I'm wondering if, I don't know if Bremen had that same growth, but, in Haralson County maybe.
Yeah, Bremen has had tremendous growth in the past 10 years, a couple thousand people, I think. And so we're up to like 8,000 people. I mean, when I moved back, I think we were like hovering around 6,000 people. So a lot of new families, which is just tremendously great. We're so blessed to have people that want to move to Bremen, and I think it really is because what Bremen looks like today and the feeling you get when you come into the town, because people make the difference. People make Bremen, and people make our community, and it's great. Our community is awesome. People ask me all the time, "Why are you running?" And I'm saying, to them, and it's the God's honest truth that, I really think that I can make a big difference as the mayor, and I've been on a city council for 10 years, and, you start looking around going, well, maybe I need to do a different position in the city, and that's kind of where I went to as far as running for mayor.
Well, running for mayor, it almost seems like you would have less power, to some people because you're not voting unless there's a tiebreaker.
Right.
What do you see that position being, Mayor?
Well,
I mean, would you, I guess based on the charter, what it says, and then but do you see other things, other responsibilities?
Well, I think it is more of a leadership type position, and it's I've always been a really great leader. I'm a business leader in my company, and I'm also I've always kind of had a leadership role in anything I've really put my arms around, and I think that Bremen. I want to give them an opportunity. I want to give the city of Bremen and the people that live there an opportunity to have a change at leadership. It's not necessarily power and voting and things like that for me. It's more about how I can affect change with the current city council. We just added Bill Hightower, took my seat. And so I think that it's how we can work together as a team and all be as one going into the future and having a set of plans, a goal that we can all reach and figure out how we can reach it without really putting the burden on the taxpayers in Bremen. Because, someone once said, how you eat things one bite at a time, right? But as you can tell, we're kind of big guys, Colin. I mean, I don't mind putting a couple of small bites in my mouth every now and then, right? It tastes better to me. So there's projects in Bremen that we can multitask, and I think that is, something that I could lead us toward as a city, the city council and city staff, and that's really one of my main reasons of wanting to be mayor, right? I mean, you want to lead people to a better city, and that's really at the end of the day what I want to do. Time
right now is 8:42. I do need to take my first break, but let me ask you this: I mean, you've worked with the current mayor for the last decade.
Yes.
And you decide, hey, I'd rather do that, and rather you not do it anymore. I
right.
mean, is what it looks like. I mean, were there decisions made over the last decade, or any kind of actions taken that you don't agree with?
Probing question. I love it. It's not necessarily disagreements. It's more of, the mayor has her own thoughts and how she would like for the city to proceed. And myself, I have my own thoughts of how I'd like the city to proceed going forward. And I think, maybe we have small disagreements, but it's not like we have large disagreements over the direction of the city. Everybody wants the city to go forward, but it's how quickly we can go forward, or, just what steps we need to take to get to that end result, and the projects that we do. Quite honestly, I mean, how do we pick those projects, and what kind of difference do they make to the residents in the community, right? We want to make sure that we're doing the right things that make the difference in the end, and that's really something that the mayor and I might not have seen eye to eye on some things, but at the end of the day, as a group, as a team, we all got together and figured out a compromise on how we could go forward, right?
Dobby Harris is our guest on this morning's Community Voice program. He's a candidate for mayor of the city of Bremen. Early voting starts, advanced voting starts on the 14th, about 2 weeks from yesterday, and Election Day is November the 4th. That's a Tuesday. We'll take our first break, come back and continue our conversation with Dobby Harris, Community Voice, brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy specializes in a customized designed academic approach tailored to meet the needs of our families. Our lower division prepares students with the necessary foundation to build excellence. Our middle division provides students with over 15 course offerings, providing them with opportunities to explore their talents and gifts. Our upper division provides personalized academic journeys, allowing them to achieve their dreams. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us, where every path leads to purpose.
Welcome back to the Community Voice program here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3, streaming live on the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page. I lied during the break. I did not look on the Facebook page to see if there are any questions, but I'll do that here during our conversation shortly. Again, time right now is 8:45. My name is Colin Worthington. My guest is Dobby Harris. He is candidate for mayor in the city of Bremen. Before we get into anything else, the hub, you talked about how that was such a big project. Are we seeing that influence anything else? Because it's a lot of money to invest in something. Obviously people enjoy it,
yes,
and they want to go there. But do you see it as benefits spreading out into the community?
We do. I think that we've seen a resurgence in downtown. I think that we've seen, you talked about I talked about long range plans. And one of the long-range plans we came up with was, revitalizing City Park or Rock Building Park or Rock Park. We're going to have to change that name. We don't know what to call it. But it's right across the railroad tracks from the hub. And it's been in disrepair for years. And it's something that really is near and dear to my heart. I want to make sure that we jump the railroad tracks, keep that going, put a splash pad over there, which we talked about immensely, a really nice state-of-the-art playground, not just a normal playground. Pickleball has become huge, insane, right? Yeah. And so we don't have pickleball courts in Bremen. I mean, we made some out of the old tennis courts just to kind of get by. Mm-hmm. That's something we did with the rec department. But, we want to build some nice pickleball courts that are actually pickleball courts. And we'll also, just create a trail that can connect, the rec department where it currently sits and downtown, through behind the annex where the police department is, and then through Rock Park, Rock Building Park, and then over into downtown. So follow me real quick. But yeah, it's all kind of in the plan, and I think that's the next project that hopefully the city council will jump on and get that rolling, because that's something we really wanted to do when I was on the council. I'd
be remiss if I didn't mention that the this election day, Carroll County will have a special purpose local option sales tax on the. Does Haralson County have that too, or maybe the school system?
Yes, both school system and the city or Haralson County.
And Haralson County.
And it's very important. Well, I'll speak to that for a second if you give me a chance.
I may set you up for the exact same thing. I know, right. Perry Hicks, city manager, I've talked with him in the last 5 years. Yeah. And you do notice that, just a real small portion of the Carroll County special purpose local option sales tax goes to Bremen, and because they're basing it on population.
Yes.
However, the Carroll County portion of Bremen seems to have a lot of
revenue.
A lot of businesses generated.
Correct.
Is that... What efforts have you guys made, or can you make to change that? And is there? You really don't have a say, do you, for Carroll County?
We really don't have a say. I will just say this, Colin. For years, our position from leadership has been, let's Carroll County is going to do what's right. They're going to give us more money, even though the state law is based on population. As you mentioned, there's only about 40 homes in Carroll County of Bremen, and so at the end of the day, Carroll County is just not going to give us that money. It's $18,000 a year that they give us in SPLOST revenue, and we generate $1 million to Carroll County in SPLOST revenue, just SPLOST revenue. So that's a penny for every dollar. That's $100 million if we're doing the math, that the Bremen side of Carroll County down at the interstate is actually providing to Carroll County. Somewhere, somebody in Carroll County is getting some cool stuff like streets, sidewalks. They're getting police cars. They're getting fire trucks. We don't get any of that. We get $18,000. So what I did on city council, I kind of got tired of it, really, honestly. And no offense to Carroll County, they're just not going to give us any money. And so we came up with, I actually led the charge, and we came up with an idea called the Special Services District. And we basically drew a district in Carroll County, Bremen, where we could add millage to the property tax assessments. And now we're getting about $300,000 a year in revenue from that increase in millage. I hate that we're doing it to the businesses down there and the homeowners. Because
the millage rate, I mean, it jumped from was it 3 or 4 to 18 or something like that? It was
no, it's not that quite that drastic, but no, it was like 8, and we jumped it up to about 12, okay. Just on the city side. So that's something that we're continuing to take a look at. If Carroll County found it in their heart to give us more money, or actually come up and do some stuff, I challenge Carroll County's leadership to come up to Bremen and pave some roads in Carroll County, Bremen, and do some things like infrastructure improvements that we've asked for years and we just haven't gotten. So it will take that $300,000 and spend it, because right now basically 30% of all of our calls for fire and police go to the interstate, and 70% go in Haralson County. But the burden of paying for everything down by the interstate is on the 99% that live in Haralson County, their tax money. So we had to do something to try to offset that, and that Special Services District was that. And I'm a big proponent of that. I led that charge. I hate that we did it, but it's, when sometimes when you look at what's been giving you as far as the fair share, we talk about that a lot. Mm-hmm. What's our fair share of what we actually should receive from Carroll County? It's a way to say, hey, look, if you guys have a problem with us raising the millage down in Carroll County for your property tax, I urge you to call Carroll County, call Michelle Morgan, tell her you're not happy, right? And just, hopefully that will make them think, because they don't have to base it on population. Right. That's just the law. In the past, we've gotten more. But it
comes down to Carrollton and Carroll County, right? They're the ones.
It's Carroll County. Yeah,
just Carroll County.
Yeah.
Is annexation an option in that situation?
That's a long, hard process through the state government, and you have to have both Carroll County agree and Haralson County agree. I guarantee you, Colin, Haralson County would agree in a heartbeat, because $100 million means a world of difference. Yeah. But Carroll County would be like, no, we want to keep that $100 million or that $1 million every year in revenue, right?
We're going to take our final break right here at Dobby. 8:53. Right. We'll come back with about 6 minutes on this morning's Community Voice program. I think I'll pretty much hand it over to you if you've got a platform and the elevator speech, as they call it. Yeah. We'll try and squeeze that in there. Again, come back with 6 minutes. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy is a vibrant community built on innovation, academic excellence, and a 64-year legacy of shaping community leaders. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, inviting you to visit the mountain and experience firsthand the passion, purpose, and personalized education that defines our school. Come see how our mission and vision come to life each day. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
8:54. Welcome back to the Community Voice Program, News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. My name is Colin Worthington. My guest is Dobby Harris. He is running for mayor in the city of Carrollton.
No, Bremen.
Oh, Bremen. Betty Kayson's ears
That's
perked
all right.
up just now. Yeah, running for mayor in the city of Bremen, challenging longtime incumbent Sharon Sewell. Again, got about 5 minutes. Communication seems to be important to a lot of people for some reason. They, from the mayors and city council and things like that. How often do you plan to be able to communicate with your constituents?
Well, I think that's really a great question, Colin. I thank you for asking me. I think, obviously the platform, social media, is getting really big. It's what I use for the campaign, and really that's all I have. I don't have, another platform to campaign for the mayor. I think that is the wave of the future is social media, Instagram. Those things are much needed. But also, I think that open hours that I communicate. That I'll be available to public. Drop by. I'm always an open book, man. You're welcome to call me. I don't mind publishing my cell phone number. I've had people drop by the house in the past few weeks, past month, and sit on the porch with me. And I invite, if you want to come by my house and sit on the porch with me, man, you're welcome to sit right next to me and talk to me all day long. But communication is key, really, to any leader, because it's not necessarily what I want to do. I may think I know what I want to see and what I want Bremen to be in the future, but really it's the community that leads that charge. And if you don't listen to the community, which sometimes in the past I don't think we've done a good job of, but then we really kind of come around to that and say, hey, maybe we need to rethink this, because a lot of people in the community are saying this. So I think that is critical to make sure that you give the community a voice. I think that's you've got to be open to other ideas and other opinions, and then take those and try to create a cohesive plan.
I do want to give you that time for that elevator speech, but one more thing here. What are the concerns that you're hearing from potential constituents when you've talked to them door to door, or they're coming to your house? Right.
I think that some of the big. Here's the big one. Can we put air conditioning in the Bremen Recreation Gym, right? I mean, if I had a nickel for every time someone asked me that, I would probably be a rich man today. I think it's something that we did look at on city council in the past 10 years. We ended up buying fans instead because the cost was a little higher than what we expected at the time. But I think that we've got to revisit that. We've got to try to find a way, because this is the 21st century, Colin. We've got to get some AC.
Blowing heat. You're blowing hot air around.
It gets pretty sweltering in there, but it also, it's something so that's one thing that, people have come over and talked to me about quite a bit. And it's mostly younger families, right, that are moving in to Bremen, and they want to see, upgrades in recreation facilities. They want to see upgrades in sidewalks to make the community more walkable. We passed a golf cart ordinance when I was on city council. I kind of led that charge a little bit, and some people hate me for that, but some people love me for that. So I think that, I hear that a lot is, I would appreciate you doing the golf cart thing. I mean, it gives us an opportunity to be more of a community, right? People driving downtown for dinner on a, Friday night, or going to the hub. We have golf cart parking at the hub, by the way. Those are the things that I hear. Making sure they're safe, police, fire. Those are things that are critically important to any city, and we've got to make sure we're investing dollars in that. Why SPLOST is very important. SPLOST is really for capital projects, and it's just a penny on anyone that comes through and buys.
So you encourage people to support that this November.
Absolutely.
You've got 1 minute, Dobby.
Yep.
So you're coming to my house. You knock on the door. I'm leaving. I'm in a hurry. I got my cup of coffee and running for the door. But hey, give me 1 minute. What are you telling me? Why should I support your campaign?
Well, I think that I want to build a better Bremen. I mean, Bremen is great. Bremen is we want to continue that greatness. We want to make sure that community, as we expand and grow as a community, we want to make sure we're making plans and we're making efforts and we're doing projects that make the difference, right? I love respecting tradition. I come from that. I grew up in Bremen, like I said. My parents were actively involved in Bremen, and I moved back for that reason because I wanted my family to experience what I did growing up, and I think we're moving toward that. But we've got to continue to move toward that, and I have a plan for that, and I'll outline that plan on my social media stuff in the next month. But we respect tradition, but also we got to embrace tomorrow, and Sharon is a wonderful lady and has been a mayor for the past 20 years, but maybe it's time for a change, and I'm hopeful that I am that person.
All right, your Facebook page, what is that?
It's just Dobby Harris.
See, Dobson.
Yeah,
All right.
Dobson, Dobby Harris. I know. That's why I am on the ballot, too.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Colin. I appreciate it.
Good luck in the campaign.
Thanks.
And thank you for watching and listening this morning. I'm sure if you have any questions that you want to ask Dobson later on today, the Facebook page will be at least up for the next 30 days until Facebook wants to steal it and take it down. But you can put those questions on there, and I'm sure you'll look at them and answer.
Absolutely. I'll answer them.
Thank you for watching and listening. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Bill providing 7 weeks' worth of government funding. Senate Democrats have brought on a